Okay, y'all, so I know I typically grab a cup of coffee and show you guys me preparing my coffee before I sit down and do this video, but today it's a bit of a different day. Not that I'm busy. The day that I'm filming this is actually my birthday, so I had my family come by and stop by and they brought me lunch and also a coffee. So I've already had my second cup of the day, so I didn't want to make a third cup, especially since I'm breastfeeding and you never know how much caffeine will affect the baby. So I figured I just will omit the coffee for this afternoon and we'll just dive right into talking about products because, y'all, there are a lot of products we gotta talk about. Oh my goodness, I am struggling right now because there are so many products that are releasing that I'm just like, yes, I want it, yes, I want it. And they're slowly adding up to the point where it's like, I don't think you can buy them all, Katie, so you need to pick and choose. So I figured that's a perfect time to sit down and just talk through them with you guys, and hopefully that'll help me, A, kind of talk myself through it and figure out which ones I wanna get, and then also B, be able to hear your guys' feedback and which products you would like to see me feature on my channel. But hey, if you are new here, my name is Katie Marie and I am a lover of eyeshadow palettes, and I like to talk about all things eyeshadow palettes, all things indie makeup. I like all kind of makeup, but my passion, my favorite aspect of makeup is definitely the eyeshadow palettes, and I like to discover indie makeup. So these Will I Buy It videos aren't exclusively for indie makeup, but they're heavily indie makeup. But basically I just talk about any product release that really catches my eyes, and they tend to all be indie makeup because that's what I really enjoy these days. But yeah, per usual, the inspiration for this video is Samantha March, Angelica Nyquist, and Amy Loves Makeup. They all do this type of videos on Sundays and Wednesdays, and I just have so much fun that I love to sit down every 2-ish weeks, depending on how the weeks go, and share with you guys what new products are really catching my eyes and just talk about if I'm going to buy them or not. Per usual though, I want to do my Instagram shout for today, and the Instagrammer I am shouting out is Crismo Beauty. She commented on my most recent post on Instagram, and she has a YouTube channel. If you love indie makeup, you need to be following her because she is also a lover of eyeshadow palettes and a lover of indie makeups. She is so talented, highly recommend her, but that's not the point of this Instagram shout out. But a little side note, I'll leave her link down below, go follow her. But yeah, Crismo Beauty, thank you so much for commenting on my most recent post, and per usual, if you want a chance to be featured at the beginning of my videos, all you have to be doing is following me on Instagram. I'm LadyKitty92, interact with my posts, and I randomly select someone before getting into my videos. So now, with all that said, I hope I don't have any lipstick on my teeth, but let's get into today's video. Per usual, I'm going to be putting up the screen recording over here so you guys can see what I'm seeing as I record this. But the first thing I want to talk about that was just announced this morning is the collaboration between Sydney Grace and Mel Thomas. Now this is what the inside of the palette looks like. This is what we're looking at right here. But if you're curious, I should go, maybe it's on Grace, no, let's go to Mel's to see the inside. There it is. So that's what the inside looks like, but then that is also what the cover looks like. The cover is so cute. I am not someone who's into bugs. I actually find them kind of like, don't like creepy crawlies, that's not me, but the artwork on this is so well done that even though I'm not crazy about creepy crawlies, the way that the artwork done is very cute. So I actually don't mind this, and I feel like this is really cute packaging, cute decoration to have. I wouldn't mind having in my collection. I feel like it'd be super cute. Looking at the colors though, when I was really getting into the colors, let me go back, I don't know. I think it's going to be $52 if I remember right. Yeah, $52. It's launching August 7th. I don't know if I'm going to grab it yet. Like I said, it was just announced this morning, so I'm definitely going to think on it some more. I feel like the shimmers that she included in this palette definitely intrigue me. I'm not the craziest about the mattes. Now, she is more, like, she's very colorful, but she's also more neutral. Like, she does a good mix of them, so I understand this palette, and I feel like it's very her. I feel like if you're someone who's super into neutrals but likes to dabble in color every now and then, this would be a great palette to have because it is mostly those neutrals getting into the mauve tones with a little pop of that green, that peachy shade, and that purple, and that's about it. Okay, so I just had to take a call, had to stop abruptly so if the lighting changed or I'm in a different spot, that is why. But moving on, I'm torn on this. I really don't know if I'm going to get it, but I think I'm going to let this one pass. It's a very soft palette. It's a very like gentle palette when it comes to color, so I feel like if I purchase this, I wouldn't be purchasing it really for the color story. I'd be purchasing more to support Mel, to support Sydney Grace, and for the packaging, because I do think the packaging is really cute, as I said. But yeah, I'm so torn on this one. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys follow Mel or if you heard about this beforehand, did you pick it up? Are you going to grab this at any point? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Really briefly, I want to touch on this Sample Beauty. When I first looked at this, I almost did an automatic like, oh yeah, I want to buy that because it just looks so fun. However, I haven't heard too much about Sample Beauty. I feel like a couple people I follow have reviewed their products in the past, which makes me want to go find their videos and rewatch them to see if I should check out Sample Beauty and potentially buy from them. But just looking at this palette, I feel like if I take out all the pops of color, when you look at what's left, I feel like it leans very much on the neutral kind of burgundy, reddish, purplish tones. At least for me, that's kind of what's standing out to me when I take away that green, that yellow, that orange, that immediately grabs my attention, those three in the middle there. When I'm kind of looking around at the other shades, like, oh, it's more neutral. It's also a larger palette, which I try not to get larger palettes if I can help it, just because it takes a lot to review. It takes a lot of space in my collection and whatnot. I just prefer, not tiny palettes for sure, but I don't know, just medium palettes, I guess you could say. But I don't know, something about this painter's palette is launching on the 10th. It immediately caught my eye, but I feel like the biggest reason it caught my eye is that green and yellow and orange there in the middle. And if I take those out, kind of looking around at it, yes, it's still pretty, but it doesn't grab my attention as much. So I think that's a sign telling me, like, Katie, let this one pass. You don't need to buy every pretty palette that you see. But I did want to mention it because I just found out about it today. I think Indie Makeup Spotlight just posted it. Alright, so I saw a sneak peek for this a while ago. It's Artist Couture's, their new Caliente summer collection. I heard about it like a week or two ago. I don't know, something about it, just when I looked at this palette, it didn't really intrigue me, but seeing the swatches and seeing it just against a white background, I am definitely much more intrigued. There's a really pretty yellow, there looks to be a peach, a red, a hot pink, a gold. Looking at these swatches, like, I feel like this is such a fun palette and kind of gives me vibes for the extra spicy palette from Give Me Glow. That's kind of what I think of, except there's a little bit more range with that hot pink and whatnot. But I don't know, something about this, ever since I saw this picture and I saw these swatches, I was like, oh, like, I think I kind of want that palette. Oh, so I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's $30, which isn't bad. I think it's available at Sephora, which is nice. But I don't know, did you guys pick this palette up? Should I pick this palette up? I totally wrote it off the first time I saw it, but now seeing this, now seeing a couple of people do looks with it, it looks so fun and vibrant in that orange, red, yellow that I absolutely loved with the extra spicy palette, that I'm kind of tempted to grab this. Next up is from bPerfect. This is their Carnival III palette. They have been teasing this palette for like 2 years at this point. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but they've been teasing it for at least weeks, and it's getting to the point where I'm just like, just show me the palette. Like, it was getting pretty crazy, but they finally showed the palette. And I have to admit, I'm not the craziest about it. One, it's a bigger palette. I just got finished telling you guys I'm trying not to buy bigger palettes. So anyway, yeah, I looked at this initially and was like, oh, it's a big palette, but I've heard such good things. I feel like a lot of people rave about bPerfect. I've always been intrigued. So when I saw they were teasing another palette, I was like, maybe I'll finally get this one and give them a try. But when I look at the color story on this, I feel like if you took away those 4 rows, or I guess 3 rows all the way on the right, all of those I'm not really interested in, because it's all pretty much purple and pinks there. I feel like if they had taken those 3 rows out and it was just that kind of square, I'd be much more inclined to get it, because it's the blues, it's the greens, it's the reds, it's the oranges, and that's what I like. It's got a couple neutrals thrown in the middle there. It's got a mustard yellow right in there. Ooh, I forgot I can zoom. So I don't know, I feel like if it was just, let's see, I can't even get it in this frame, but if it was just this little square, all 3 of those with the purples and the hot pink gone, I feel like I would have bought it. But since it's such a big palette, it is leaning very heavily on the red, pink, and purple side. There isn't a whole lot of that green and yellow that I really like. I feel like I should just pass on it, especially since it's kind of combined with it being so large. I feel like a lot of people are going to be reviewing it, so maybe I should just sit it out. But I will say that this shade, Tahiti Green, when they teased that, because that was one of the ones they teased before they actually showed the inside of the palette. Yeah, Tahiti Green, look at that. That looks so pretty. It reminds me of a shade in the Pharaoh palette from Menagerie that I absolutely love. And also a shade from Give Me Glow. Was it Lemon Lime, I think it's called? Absolutely beautiful. I forget how much it's going to be. 31 Vibrant Mattes, 4 Duochromes. I didn't read that before. 3 Metallics, 2 High Pigment Shimmers. It's going to be $49.95. So yeah, with it being 50 bucks, so large. I love that it's so heavy on the mattes, but I think I'm going to pass on this one. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys going to pick it up? Should I pick it up? Would you be interested if I did pick it up and hearing my thoughts? For me, just looking at this right now, with the information I have, knowing it's $50, knowing it's a larger palette, I think I'm going to let it pass. Colored Raine finally shared what was inside their Juicy Boost palette, and I am so excited. We saw the cover, it was weeks ago, the cover of the palette, and I was so excited because I love the artwork on that palette. It's so adorable. You can kind of see it right there. But they finally showed the inside, and I think it's so very, very neat that they're creating 2 palettes with the same color. The one palette right here that you can see, it's nice and long like a regular palette. You can get that one, or you can select to get this one, which is a little square, and it just has 2 layers. Almost, I believe, almost like the Pure and Raw Beauty Christie palette, how it was double-sided, except that one was like double-sided, you flipped it over. This one I think is just going to be like a book, so you can open one or you can open 2. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, two different styles. So if you like more compact, you don't have as much space, you want it to be smaller, you can get this option. Or if you don't mind large, nice and flat, you can get the larger section. I am absolutely getting this, as long as it doesn't like sell out. I'm going to try to get it. It's launching the 14th. It's going to be $52. I definitely want to get this because I love the packaging. I love colored Raine's formula, and the color story is also really fun. It's definitely leaning very heavy on the red sides, which is the only downfall because I'm just like, it's got a lot of reds, but I love that it has so many mattes and just those three, I forget what they call them, like really intense shimmers. Let me go over here and see. Let's see, they're all pressed pigments. Yeah, they have 15 matte shades, which I love their matte formula, and 3 high intensity reflecting dazzlers, which I think is amazing. You guys know I love to work mostly with mattes, so that fact really intrigues me. I like that there's only 3 of the shimmers to use with the mattes. Oh yeah, and then this is what the cover looks like. Isn't that so cute? I absolutely love the packaging. I think it's just the cutest thing. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting this palette. But yeah, this is what I'm definitely getting. I'm not the craziest about the inside of the the color story just because it's so heavy on the reds, but I enjoy reds every now and then. I love the Midas Smoky Glow palette, which surprised me because it's full of reds. So I feel like I'd create a lot of pretty looks, and it does have those greens in there. It has a blue, it has those oranges and that yellow down there, so I feel like I'll be able to enjoy this palette and just try some new colors. It's okay, Katie, you don't always have to have it in the colors you want. You can explore different color stories. And yeah, I'm such a fan of colored Raine, so let me know what you guys think. Do you want me to do a 3 looks 1 palette plus review with this palette? If so, definitely let me know, and I'll start doing that as soon as it comes in. But yeah, I am so excited. Are you going to be getting this palette? Let me know. Shoppe Alter Ego just launched a dupe for the Metropolis palette by Natasha Denona, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Maybe I'd actually get it, but am I alone in saying that now that it's like a dupe palette and that it's actually really affordable, the color story doesn't really intrigue me? Like, I remember seeing it, I was just like, oh yeah, I don't really want that anymore. Is that bad or what? I think it's cool that Alter Ego is coming out with a dupe palette for people who don't want to spend, what is it, $125? It's expensive, so I think that's great that they're, doing a more affordable color story or affordable formula in the same color story. This is one that I was like, oh, that's cool, but it did make me want to try Alter Ego. Yeah, I've been very intrigued by Alter Ego, but I don't know. I'm just waiting to see a palette, I guess, that really intrigues me. I don't know. Have you tried Alter Ego? Do you like their formula? But I don't know. Maybe if they come out with another palette that really grabs me, maybe I'll try them. But yeah, I thought it was neat that they duped the Metropolis palette, and I thought it was funny how when I finally saw that I could buy an affordable version of the Metropolis palette, I was like, I don't really want it. Midas Cosmetics came out with setting powders. I thought that was really exciting. I've heard the owner mention and talk about coming out with setting powders for a while now. I've heard good things about it. I want to say, did Hannah try it beforehand? I feel like I've heard her talk about how nice it is, but I'm always intrigued. I don't know why setting powder is just that thing that I'm always intrigued to try. I have 2 drawers full of setting powder, so I don't need it. But not gonna lie, I think they're about to launch those face palettes. Yeah, these dawn, noon, dusk, and midnight. And I definitely want to pick a palette up, so I think I might, when I purchase that, maybe if I need a couple more for free shipping, I'll probably end up throwing one of these in just because, like I said, I'm always intrigued. I don't need them. I totally know that, but I'm intrigued nonetheless, and I wanted to share with you guys that they do have these available now. If you're curious, they're $12. I do have a coupon code if you ever want to use it. I also have an affiliate link. Both the link and the code are affiliate, so if you use them, I'll earn a commission. But they're down there. Definitely use a code. I have a code, like I said, but so many people have codes. Hannah has a code, Amy has a code, lots of people have codes, so definitely use a code to save some money. Okay, so I thought this was kind of weird, but Pure announced a new collection like last week or something, and I was just kind of like, wait, didn't you just launch Raw Beauty Christie's palette? Like, that's really fast on the heels of launching Raw Beauty Christie's palette to then come out with a collection all your own, which I will say, I think I was very disappointed with the way Pure handled her launch, but I was also disappointed with the way they handled her collection and like her palette, in that they only restocked it one other time and like it's never coming back. When I heard that, which was after launch day, by the way, I didn't know it was only going to be restocked one other time till well after launch day. When I heard that, I was like, oh, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't get the palette, because you guys know I'm so slow at bringing out like 3 looks 1 palettes. I would have been way late to the party and be putting out my video and no one would be able to get it anymore. I thought that was a little weird. But anyway, like I said, they came out with a new collection, which on the heels of Raw Beauty Christie's palette is such a snooze fest. Like, that palette is just like, okay. It's their Defense collection. They have a matte mist, a detoxing lemon mask, a liquid liner. I don't even know what the ball is. I think that's like a moisturizer. Nothing about this intrigues me. I just saw it and was like, oh, okay. Per usual, there are so many products I want to talk about, but just not enough time. I feel like I've been going on long enough. Let's talk about this and close it out. This is Myali Beauty. This is kind of like an overview of everything they are launching with. I think the shop is now live and you can purchase. They have these 3 palettes. I'm not going to try and pronounce them because I butchered them last time, but those 3 palettes, they have these green loose pigments, which honestly, if they were pressed, I probably would have been a little bit intrigued to try, but since they're loose, that was an easy pass for me. This brush set, which doesn't intrigue me. I don't know how much it is, but just looking at them, it's a pass. And then also this pigment and glitter primer, which I would be intrigued at, but I have the NYX one, so I'm not gonna like purchase from an indie brand just to buy a primer. Yeah, ever since they kind of released all their palettes, and then also, I think I didn't mention last time, but they released this palette in collaboration with another Instagrammer or a YouTuber, and then they also released this face palette. Just looking over everything they have to offer, I'm going to be passing on it all for now. Maybe in the future they'll release something that really catches my attention, captures my fancy, but for now it's like, it's a nice collection to start out a new brand. I think it's neat to be able to release more than one product for, you know, a variety of people. But I feel like for Myali, this is a little bit much for me. Well, I shouldn't say a little bit much. I feel like if it was like one palette, one face palette, the brush set, the primer, and then the loose pigments, that I would have understood. But with having so many palettes, I feel like it just overwhelmed me too much, so I don't know. For now, I'm going to be passing on it, but they are, I think you can purchase from them. It says, yeah, tap image to shop. So I think her business is officially open. She's officially live. You can order from her. So if you're curious, you can check them out. Let me know if you plan to get any. Like I said, for now, I am passing on the brand altogether and all of these products, but let me know what you guys think, if you guys picked anything up, and what you guys think of the new Blush Tribe rebrand, closing down, I don't know what to call it, but the new brand. Okay, I knew I was going to forget one, and I did, so I'm just going to insert this here, but I totally forgot to talk about Nomad Cosmetics. Oh yeah, it's the next day. Levi's here on the ground playing, so you're going to hear a little bit of noises, but I just wanted to mention this palette real quick before I close out this video. Nomad Cosmetics just is the reveal for their Orient Express palette. I have been so excited. They've been doing all these fun sneak peeks on Instagram, and I thought it was just so much fun, and we've been getting little sneak peeks of each of the colors. It's really fun. If you don't follow Nomad Cosmetics, they're one of the most engaging brands to follow, because even when they're not releasing something, they're always like engaging with their audience. They're sharing stuff. They do these little starfish things where they ask people to, like, they ask their followers to recommend people to send products to. They're just a really neat brand. But anyway, whenever they do a launch, they do all these teasings to see if everyone could guess the destination, like the theme around their palette. And then once people have guessed, then they slowly show you what they are, you know, what the colors are, what the palette will look like. And they officially today just showed the entire palette, and I wanted to talk about it. Because when I was hearing the hints, and as I've been following along to the big reveal, I've been so excited. I've been wanting to try Nomad. I feel like I always hear really great things about them, so I've always been intrigued. I want to try their formula. I was seeing a couple colors like this green and that red that they were peeking, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so pretty, so fun. And then today they just showed the whole palette, and I'm just a little bummed. I don't know. It's just a little underwhelming, I guess. Like, if you look at this palette, and I feel like if you take away the blues, the red, and those 2 yellows and the green, it's very like white-ish. Like, there's these 2 taupe and pink, there's these 2 whitish colors. I know one's matte and one's not. There's the bronze, there's that white matte, I'm assuming, and then there's that like pinky pale and shimmery shade, and then these 2 just neutral colors. And it's just a little too plain for me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And it kind of breaks my heart. I feel like I should have tried Nomad, you know, like last year or something, when they came out with that like pretty pastel palette. He loves to blow bubbles. And I feel like I would have been so excited because I hear such great things. Like I said, I hear such great things about the formula. But when I look at this palette and I look at the color story, I gave him a little drawer of lipsticks to play with. And of course he's banging them together. But anyway, I was so hyped and wanting to try it. But now that I've seen what the palette looks like, I think I'm gonna pass. It retails for $44, so it's a bit of a higher price, as I've been mentioning throughout the whole video. I have my eye on a lot of things. I do think it's neat that they have 10 matte shimmers, 8 razzmatazz, I think is what, razzmatazz. Oh yeah, razzmatazz. I was struggling. Razzmatazz shimmers, so 8 of those, 3 duochrome, 4 foil, and 1 velvet shimmer. So I like the variety of texture that they have in this palette, but when I look at the color story, I just can't get behind it. So yeah, as much as I wanted to try, I want to try Nomad and I wanted to jump on one of their new releases, I'm going to sit this one out and just wait for their next release, just because I feel like at least half, if not more than half the palette I wouldn't be that excited about. Now I'm going to go play with Levi and we can continue and close out this video. Okay, I'm so sorry if I was super washed out for the majority of the video, but I just looked in the viewfinder and I was like, oh, you're really bright, Katie. So I turned it down a little bit. But anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think about the new releases. Are you going to be picking up anything? Are you excited for any of the new palettes? Mel's collab, all those palettes, let me know your thoughts down below. And also let me know which products you would like to see me feature on my YouTube channel. I feel like there's a lot of products launching recently that I'm just super excited over. And I don't know which one I'm going to get, but there are a lot of palettes that are definitely catching my eye. So I am really having to think long and hard about which products, what I actually want to pick up. So let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any recommendations on what you would like to see, one palette over the other, definitely leave that down below. And if I do pick it up, I'll definitely feature it here on the channel at some point. But yeah, it's been a little while since I've done a will I buy video, so I know I am way behind on it. And I did not once again get through my list, but I just talk too much, I guess, is my problem. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts and kind of my opinions on all the new releases. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up on your way out, as it helps me in the whole YouTube algorithm. And if you want to get more daily content from me, I am over on Instagram. I'm LadyKatie92 there. You can follow me over there, and as I said in the beginning, you can have a chance to be featured at the beginning of my videos before I get into them. But yeah, with all that said, that is going to do it. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.